So when I get on Twitter and act like it's all amazing and I'm out on the golf course or doing whatever, people need to understand that there's plenty of self-doubt and anxiety and all the things that are natural about taking risks. I'm putting myself out there. Entrepreneurship is really a funny thing because in any business, when it's starting up, there's 300 decisions to make in the first year that are, minor, everywhere from sort of critical, how much is somebody going to make, to very critical, what services are we going to offer? You're making millions of decisions along the way. And I know that of those 300 decisions, I'm going to make 100 of them wrong. 100 decisions out of the 300 are going to be incorrect decisions. I'm mispricing something. I'm making a poor hire. We got the wrong person taking the sales calls. We got an unconverting landing page. And my job is to make the core key decisions right. Of those 300, there's 5 decisions that can make or break the company. And I got to get all 5 of those right. And when I'm sitting back and I'm not emotionally attached, I'm not emotionally involved, and I'm not super stressed, my operators get really stressed inside these companies because it's crazy. The customers are coming in. It's literally building an airplane from you're starting to take off, and you're building it as you're taking off. So my operators get really stressed, and I can tell that they're stressed, but me, I get to kind of sit back and make logical decisions with the North Star of saying, okay, hey, these things here, they matter, they're stressful, but they don't ultimately matter. If we get our service offering and our core hires correct, this company's going to be fine.
How do you feel like you've handled stress over time? You mentioned being more calm while these decisions are being made. Is there anything you've done that's helped reduce your stress level or at least manage it better over time?
I think, so first of all, I'm not always managing it well, right? It's I can't sit here and say that I'm running, or investing and owning part of 8 companies and I've convinced 10 people to make major life decisions to follow me and that I can provide for them and that I got to hold up my end of the bargain. I think stress comes from like unmet expectations, period. If I'm stressed about one of my operators, it's because they expect something out of me and I'm not delivering, or the business is not delivering. That's where it gets stressful. A customer expects something out of me and we can't deliver. So I manage expectations by being brutally blunt about worst case scenario with all these people that are making big life decisions to come follow me. I have people leaving $300,000 a year jobs to come start a company with me. And it's an agency and it's a startup and it's going to be hard and there's going to be 6 months of no fun. And the way when you're building these businesses, the first 2 months can be really fun and exciting because you're getting your first customer, your website's coming along quick, like you're making a couple key hires and it feels amazing. But months 2 to 6, and every single company, even the best businesses, RE cost seg, phenomenal business, months 2 to 6 were extremely stressful. We were selling more work than we could deliver. We were rebuilding how we were going to engineer these buildings. Very, very, very stressful for all involved. So even the ones that are going to win and that are going to work, months 2 to 6 can be really brutal. And that stress is just part of it, unfortunately. There's no way around it. So when I get on Twitter and act like it's all amazing and I'm out on the golf course or doing whatever, people need to understand that there's plenty of self-doubt and anxiety and all the things that are natural about taking risks. I'm putting myself out there. I mean, when I'm doing all these things and trying to build an empire and taking all these risks and starting these companies and putting all my thoughts in a newsletter to 90,000 people every week, like all those things are stressful. So yeah, it's just, I think dealing with stress is a muscle as well. Like some people can do it and some people can't. And I think the people with practice are better at it. Stress is relative. Like there's some people who will get a flat tire on the way home from work and it'll ruin their week. Like that's the most stressful thing. They're on the side of the road. They're having an anxiety attack and it'll ruin their whole week because they're so amped up and so sad. And then there's people who run companies or who deal with serious stress and they'll have a flat tire on the way home from work and they'll forget to tell their spouse sitting at the dinner table that night just because it's a non-issue for me. If I get a flat tire or if I get in a fender bender or if some really crazy thing happens to me that might really stress out somebody else, it could happen to me and I'm going to shake that off fairly quickly because stress is pretty relative. And I've been through some very, very seriously stressful moments in my life. And I also just think stress and uncomfort are very correlated to how successful you're trying to become. like if you're trying to do amazing things and you're trying to influence a lot of people, then it's pretty natural that the stakes are going to keep going up. The better you get at something, the higher level you get, the more people depend on you, the more stressful it is. I mean, can you imagine? People don't understand because we just watch it on TV, but like LeBron James is the ultimate example. Like LeBron James, you talk about uncomfort. He is going into a stadium every single night with 20,000 people in person looking at his every move. They're watching him. I don't care who else is on that court. They're watching LeBron James. Then you have millions of people watching it on TV. Then you have the playoffs when he's expected to win and his whole team is going to pass him the ball. And if he can score, they're going to win. And if he can't, they're going to lose. That's what LeBron James's life is. And it's at the highest stage, right? And it was multiple levels of stress getting up there. In 6th grade, when he was, sort of a phenom, but he was playing in front of a couple hundred people in Ohio, he wasn't very stressed out. And then by the time he was a freshman in high school and he was getting some national coverage, he started packing gyms and scoring 30 a night in front of high school teams. Like then the stress went up a little bit. He started a business. It started to grow. Then you get on the level of, okay, I'm the best senior. I'm going to go number 1 overall in the NBA draft. I'm going to be the person on the floor as a 18-year-old kid who everybody's looking at. Just keeps getting more and more stressful. So I've kind of accepted that if I'm going to accomplish my goals, uncomfort and stress is going to be a major, major part of that. So if I can't deal with it, I better just back off.
Big news, guys. I created a free PDF that details my method on how I analyze a self-storage facility and figure out what it's worth. Give me a pen, the back of a napkin, and a couple metrics, and I can figure out about what the property is going to be worth to me. If you want to download this PDF, click in the show notes, the first link, and you can give me your email address and you get a email right away with a 4-page PDF that outlines exactly how I think about underwriting or giving my initial analysis on a self-storage facility. Again, click the link in the show notes and you're going to get that document for free.
This episode of Sweaty Startup is brought to you by SupportShepherd.com. ShepHerd. They are a full-service headhunting agency in the Philippines to help you find talent for your service business at 20% of the cost of U.S. equivalents. I've hired 8 employees through Support Shepherd. I cannot speak highly enough about how it is revolutionizing my business. This company finds you candidates. They background check them. They do personality tests. They make sure they're a good fit based on your job description. They set up the interviews, and they even help you with the employment contract when you're ready to make the hire. I cannot recommend them enough. Check out SupportShepherd.com to learn more.